rampant cases of suicide, especially among students of the tertiary institutions, is alarming. What are the school's authorities, parents, doing about these ugly incidents, and how can this be checkmate to stop these incessant incidents of suicide in our great country called Nigeria? That's why on Newsmaker today we shall be discussing again the topic suicide in order to prefer solutions to this evil that has bedeviled the country in recent time. Of course, you're welcome once again to this audience participatory program called Newsmaker on Radio Nigeria, Bronze FM 101.5 right here in Benin City. You all know that you also have the opportunity to ask questions and contribute to the topic of discussions when we open the phone line. My name is Wale Williams. I'm your pilot for today's Newsmaker. And of course, let's meet our guest in the studio. He's no other person than Dr. Fegusi Ehime, a consultant, a physician, and a life coach expert. And of course, he will tell us more about suicide. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
Well, I feel cool.
Happy New Month to you.
Thank you very much.
Of course, like I said earlier on in the introduction, life is sweet, life is precious. Of course, some people might be going through dark days, but at the end of the day, there's always a brighter light at the end of the tunnel when you pass through the tunnel. So let's start like this. So many people doesn't know the meaning of suicide. What is suicide?
So once again, thank you very much, Wale. I think I'm happy to be here. I'm excited because talking to the audience and to the listener is of great benefit, because at the end of the day we are ending up saving lives. So the question I ask is, what is suicide? It's a simple term. It's simply the intentional act of one taking his or her own life. That is suicide. However, when that intention did not fall through, when it did not lead to death, we're talking about suicide attempt. So if you will agree with me quickly, I know you asked what is suicide. You know, since April 19, we have had a series of deaths, even the recent one that just happened. So we all have to be worried. And according to World Health Organization, globally 800,000 cases of suicide occur on a yearly basis. While to your own surprise, every 40 seconds, one person commits suicide in the whole world.
Every what?
40 seconds.
40 seconds.
As we are talking, one person commits suicide in the whole world.
That is a precious life being
There's
taken.
enough reason for us to be worried. Thank you.
All right, you had it. Every 40 seconds, a life is being taken. Now, let's just quickly look at this. Like you said, every 40 seconds, what would have been the factors responsible for that? Because you said every 40 seconds. What would have been the factors responsible for that?
Okay, thank you very much. You know, then, committing suicide in our environment is like, it hardly happens. But what we see now, the basic factor responsible for increase in suicide, I would like to start from the social aspect, which most people normally shy away from. One is the breakdown of our family support system. It's a huge breakdown of our family support system. In those days, we have this family support system, we support one another. But what is happening now, we are imitating the white man's life. But we have forgotten white men have their social support ministry where they can always support. But we are doing that, we do not have such enough in the whole of the country. So there's not enough support for one another. What you see nowadays, you see us being gigantic structure around ourselves. We don't care what is happening to your neighbor. Do you know, simple how are you can save a life? So what is happening is the breakdown of the family support system. We are no longer having enough family support system. So who do I talk to? Who should I talk to? And so that is a huge factor. We have to quickly come back. When we talk about prevention, what we have to do as a family, as a member of a community, to reduce this suicide in society. And two, this may come as a surprise to you. In our modern age of technology, the other kills, we're talking about factors now, or risk factor that may increase it, or some we call it cause. The only one of the risk factor is social media pressure. Social media pressure is one of the risk factors that most people hardly talk about.
How?
Good. I like that question. Most of the time, most as a youth, they tend to live this fast, living on the rush hour life. And again, most people in the internet, in Instagram, they now pretense is their form of living. Pretense as a form of living. They are not pretending. They throw away cash in the internet. They throw away the billions in the internet. And most of them may not be true. Our youth are busy imitating them. So at maybe age 20, say, why have I not made it? So artists have made it. And they are pressured. And in the internet, the same thing. There are a lot of bullying going on. Some people can't even subscribe. They are worried. They are worried. Because in a research that was done, there was a huge connection between use of social media and increase in depression among youth. And you know, depression is one of the causes of what? Suicide. So, social media pressure and bullying in social media, trying to make it once, imitating those who are pretending as a form of living. Well, you know what happened recently? When some people say they have, I don't have the house.
Yes.
God bless you. The first life is getting on the youth. And another very important factor, our coping skill is going down. And what is the relationship between the coping skill and the social media pressure? The people are thinking those that have made it once. Pantolaki, for example, he made it. He saw the rat poison. He was a bricklayer.
Exactly.
But we do not look at the story. We are only interested at the glory. Don't cherish somebody's glory if you don't know the success story, the struggle. So whatever everybody is going through, it's not enough to commit suicide. Then let's go to the medical aspect. Depression. According to World Health Organization, globally, yearly, 350 million people are depressed. And depression is one of the highest cause of what? Suicide. And depression is one of the highest cause of what? Disability in our society. Then what else can we cause it? Maybe loss of loved ones, relationship issue that happen, which at times you just laugh over it. Then those are some of the factors you can account responsible for suicide in our society. Then again, let's say having access to dangerous substance also be what? A factor. Maybe with the sniper issue, have access to gun. All those can be a factor that can be.
Before we go ahead, Dr. Ferguson, let me take you on that dangerous something in our house, like you mentioned snipers. Snipers, we know that most of us use it at home, to prevent maybe malaria because of mosquito, to kill mosquito, cockroach, and the rest. So how are we now going to do it? Because it's normal day-to-day activities, things that we used to have in the house to, in order not to force it and prevent mosquitoes. So we buy all this chemical, that they are selling right now in the market, to kill cockroach or to kill mosquito or even write poison.
Okay, good. When we talk about prevention, we're talking detail. I was personally very happy when I heard about the federal government decision to place a ban on public sale of snipers.
Yes.
It's a step in the right direction. But there are other household poisons. I think what we should be more interested in is trying to tackle what are the causes of this suicide. People are unemployed. People are financially constrained. They are not happy. And improving economic situation of the country will go away in helping a lot of people. So that is it.
All right, let's look at this other aspect that I'm very, very, very close about. Let's look at the sign and symptom of suicide. How will I know if I'm going through that situation?
Good.
I might not know as a young person, but I might be going through a suicide thought might be coming to my mind. How do somebody, like you said, my family or my neighbor or my friends or my colleagues in the office will know why he's having a particular issue? How can we come in to help him?
Good. So now you understand what I talk about when I talk about the family support system, our community system, our persons. The first person to actually recognize this is not actually the doctors per se, are the people who lives with you. What are some of the signs? This person suddenly has this feeling of hopelessness. Is this person starts saying, what is this life all about? You seeing this person is suddenly isolated. He stays in one place. He's not talking to any person. And this is your friend, that likes, for example, likes going out. All of a sudden, your friend is withdrawn. What is happening? Then again, suddenly the person is not drinking. The person is abusing alcohol. The person is smoking on a daily basis. Then there's changes in personality. Then all of a sudden, your friend or my brother, there's no normally involved in risky behavior. From time to time, you see him with a rope in his hand. Where are you going? He's thinking. It does not start from one day. From time to time, you see him with dangerous chemical. He's thinking. From time to time, access with guns and the likes, for example, is a civilized world. So are some of the things you begin to see in such people. And their mood will change.
We even have it right in Nigeria.
Yes, it's real. Their mood will change. The person will be down. The person is not happy. He will lose interest in practically everything. You should be watchful of such people. Because if, as a society, you notice your neighbor, we are not, this is a Tongi attitude, this is my house, it's not your house. You'll be able to notice, my friend, what is wrong? You may be surprised. He wants to test you. Your first word may just be the solution to his problem. You understand? Then too, apart from the signs and symptoms, the critical point I want us listeners to listen to ourselves, to our neighbors around us. What are the warning signs? What are some of these things you see? You say, the way Mr. A is behaving, I don't understand. One, we may have excessive sadness. The person is entirely sad. He's never happy. You know, somebody's angry with life. As you said, that's one of my popular quote, life is sweet. The person is angry with life. You should be wary of such person. The person is angry with government. He's angry with everybody around. Then there's this threatening self-injury. The person begins to threaten from trying to you can see cut his hand. So what happened? He said, don't worry, I failed. Like, watch for such people. Then the person is isolated. He went to a room, he's not going out. Should be watchful of such person. Then again, quickly engaging in risky behavior and getting hold of dangerous substance, snappers, gun, and other poisoning. Once we see such in our family member, in our neighbor, we should raise an alarm. At times, it's better to raise the first alarm and save a life than to keep quiet.
I think I agree with you, Dr. Ferguson. Yeah. Of course, you are still listening to Bronze FM 105 right here in Benin City, and it's your favorite program on radio, Newsmaker. Today, we're talking about a very, very important topic. The rampant cases of suicide, especially among students of the tertiary institution, is alarming in this great country called Nigeria. How can we stop it? What are the solutions, or how can we help one another to ensure that we reduce or we minimize this ugly incident that is trending in Nigeria or all over the world right now? We still have in the studio Dr. Ferguson Eyime, a consultant, a physician, and a life coach expert. Now, follow up to that question that I asked you, the symptom and the sign. Okay. Now, how can suicide be prevented?
The first message I like to preach everywhere I go, that no matter the situation, suicide is never an option. Do you understand? The committing suicide, you do not end the problem. You only transfer the problem. A man that is owing millions suddenly commits suicide, the family is suffering. So there's no, suicide is never a solution to whatever you are going in this. And first of all, for the young ones, learn to persevere, learn to cope with issue. Every great man today once had some setback. Only if you know that setback is a depressing board for you to come back to be successful, you will not do anything to yourself. The first thing we have to do, first solution, is to identify those at risk. Identification of those who are at risk is not for you to start saying government. No, it starts from your family, it starts from your neighbor. And how do you identify those at risk? When you measure the signs and symptoms I just mentioned, the warning sign against the life of somebody, you must identify those at risk. Report to the appropriate authority. Talk to the person. Then again, they should be able to assess psychology and psychiatric who will be able to manage them. But again, we have that of consultants in that field. Almost 180 million